The party was in the temple, and Rachel the rogue waved them over to the far wall. As the others gathered around, she pointed at some cryptic runes there on the wall. Not quite sure what they meant. And she looked at the rest of her companions and says, "What does it mean?" And Wally the wizard pushes the sleeves up on his robes and he says, "I've got this. I've been studying ancient languages. I think I recognize the forms here." So he steps up, and Wally's player rolls to make a check, and he realizes, oh yes, I do understand. That's an ancient form of Dwarvish, not used anymore. The script is completely different than what modern dwarves use. Well, yes, but what does it say? So Wally begins tracing over the runes and says, "If you can read these words, you have already triggered the..." Hey everybody, welcome to Skills on Sunday. And this is for Sunday, the 13th of September 2020, and we are looking today at the Linguist skill. All right, let's go ahead and get into the heart of the show and see what the Linguist skill does in 5th edition. You study languages and codes, gaining the following benefits. You can increase your intelligence score by 1 to a maximum of 20. You learn 3 languages of your choice, so any language that exists in the game world that your DM has created for you. And you can ably create written ciphers. Others can't decipher a code you create unless you teach them. They succeed on an intelligence check equal to your intelligence score plus your proficiency bonus, or they use magic to decipher it. So you can, by the fact that you are increasing your intelligence, you actually give yourself a better chance to decipher codes and ciphers that other people have created. And if it's an actual language, like an ancient language that isn't really used anymore, or a written form that isn't used anymore, then of course you would be able to read it then as well. Now, this feat, as a feat, it didn't appear as the Linguist feat until 4th edition, but it actually has its roots back in 3rd edition, not as a feat, but as a skill. Or at least part of it has its roots in 3rd edition as a skill, and that is the decipher script. So you can use this skill to piece together the meaning of ancient runes carved in the wall of an abandoned temple, get the gist of an interpreted letter or an intercepted letter written in Infernal, follow directions of a treasure map written in a forgotten alphabet, or to interpret the mysterious glyphs painted on a cave wall. And then decipher writing in a familiar language. And then DC is base 20 for the simplest messages, 25 for standard, and 30 or more for higher, intricate, exotic, or very old writings. And then it tells you what what your successes give you, and whether you can try again, which is no. And then also in 3rd edition, they love these synergy things. So if you have 5 or more ranks in Decipher Script, you get a +2 bonus on use magic device checks involving scrolls. And in 4th edition, Linguist appears as a feat. It has a prerequisite of intelligence 13, and you choose 3 languages. You can now speak, read, and write those languages fluently. You can take the feat more than once. Each time you select the feat, choose 3 new languages to learn. Now, in 4th edition, there's no feat or no skill that involves being able to create or decode ciphers. 5th edition kind of takes that decipher script ability out of 3rd edition and the linguist feat out of 4th and mashes them together. Now, I know, strictly speaking, rules as written, it doesn't say here that you can decipher scripts, but as I mentioned previously, by virtue of increasing your intelligence, you have a better chance to decipher a script. So I am using the decipher script ability out of 3rd edition as a precedent for this one because of that. Uh, yes, it's kind of a tenuous connection, but you know, it's like I see the how there's ways of connecting that. That also gives you license as a DM, if you're running a game, to kind of take a look at what worked in old editions of the game. And if your player really, really, really wants to do something, you can kind of look back at it and say, okay, where does this ability they're trying to use, this feat, this skill, this thing that they want to do, how does that fall into the rules of the game historically? If it's something that they want to do that's a hole that's not covered by a rule in 5th edition, is there a rule in an older edition that you can use based on something they have on their character sheet that you can say, all right, this is within the spirit of what they are able to do with their abilities as a character here. All right, that's gonna do it for our discussion of the linguist feat. I'm kind of curious for you all watching. Have you used the linguist feat before, or somebody used it in a game where you've been and used it to, the benefit of the party in some way? Yeah, I gave kind of a silly example at the beginning where, basically by deciphering and reading out loud the characters, you set off the trap. But that's always kind of a fun thing and a mean thing to do to your players as a DM. Um, so that but how have you seen that used in games that you have played? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you like everything that we're doing here on the channel, please subscribe, please like the video, share the video, click the post notification bell. That way you are notified every time a new video drops on the channel. Thank you very much. I have been DM Gallibond. This has been Skills on Sunday. We hope that we will see you back here again next week. Good night, everybody.